was a normal day in the town of Corbin, Kentucky. To be exact, it was an extremely hot and dusty May 7th day in 1931. Matt Stewart, a service station manager, stood on his ladder painting an advertisement on a railroad wall. His new addition to the wall was slowly covering up the old advertisement that had previously been painted onto this wall. He momentarily paused because he heard the noise of a fast automobile approaching. It was coming from the north, which was the back country known among locals as Hell's Half Acre. The area was named this because of the surplus of bootleg booze, bullets, and bodies. After realizing the car was approaching, Stewart set down his paintbrush and picked up his pistol. The car skidded to a stop, and 3 men jumped out of the car yelling. The driver specifically shouted, "I see you done it again." The driver of the car used this wall to advertise his service station in the town, and Matt Stewart had once again painted over the driver's advertisement. Stewart jumped off his ladder and grabbed his pistol and shot at the 3 men from the car. One of the 3 men that were from the car had been hit and collapsed to the floor. After that, the driver picked up the collapsed man's pistol and returned fire at Matt Stewart. The man had hit Matt Stewart. After being hit, Matt Stewart screamed, "Don't shoot, Sanders, you've killed me." Matt Stewart had indeed been hit, but he would go on to live. Unlike the man he shot at, Robert Gibson, a Shell Oil manager, who was lying dead with a bullet wound to the chest. Sanders, who had put 2 bullet wounds into Stewart, was meeting with 2 district managers from Shell. After they saw Stewart painting over the advertisement, they rushed over to confront him. All surviving men were arrested immediately. The case went to trial, and both Shelburne and Sanders got off without serving any time. Matt Stewart, on the other hand, would receive 18 years for murdering Shell manager Robert Gibson. Unfortunately, Stewart would die 2 years later at the hands of Deputy Sheriff, who it was rumored to be paid off by surviving relatives of Robert Gibson's family. Now, this might seem like an ordinary shootout for the 1930s, but Sanders, who wounded Matt Stewart, was none other than Harlan Sanders, who would go on to become the world-famous Colonel Sanders. If that still doesn't ring a bell, Colonel Sanders would soon go on to create Kentucky Fried Chicken and become the face for this massive franchise. Colonel Sanders was not just a fictional face to Kentucky Fried Chicken, but was once a living, breathing person. His life had a lot more ups and downs, like being involved in this shootout, than his corporate biography suggests. Harlan Sanders, aka Colonel Sanders, the face of KFC, had a more interesting life than most would suspect. So next time you eat at Kentucky Fried Chicken, remember, there is always a story behind the man on the logo.